What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We are live. It seems like we've been away for a while, to be honest. Our game is not until Sunday, and we're doing our match preview v Middlesbrough. Yeah, I'll be honest, I'm not exactly got any hope for this game, but yeah, match preview today. We'll be live on Sunday against Middlesbrough at home at Match Trade Stadium. 4:30 kickoff, I believe it is. We'll be live on Sunday from 4:15. I would say that for the moment, 4:15 maybe. So yeah, it is live on Sky Sports, just to let everyone know. But yeah, seems like we haven't been online for ages. And a lot of stuff to get into actually today. A lot of stuff, not just match preview, but a lot of stuff. Keep it Ryan's in the chat. Hello, brother. How are you? I'm all good, man. Hopefully you're having a good week. Yeah, man. Honestly, it seems like we've been away for a while. I'm doing all right. I'm a bit tired from work, but apart from that, I'm doing all right. I got there's some good stuff going on. The good stuff in the championship news. There's a lot of championship news to get through. It's looking good. But yeah, to do with this game right now, listen, look, I'm telling you everyone right now, please, honestly, just expect a real tough opponent at home. So yeah. Kuran says we never win on fucking Sky. That's life, man. That's life. Listen, look, everyone knows about the Sky Sports curse. It's been there for God knows how many seasons. You know, and it happens. You know, it's not the best thing to obviously get jinxed by, but listen, look, Sunday is a big game, and listen, look, we just need to get it over the line and just continue, and yeah, keep going from there. So yeah, Freddie says be another test tomorrow. I don't know what's going on tomorrow actually. It's fitness tests for the game on Sunday, I think. So yeah. Right, let's get into this anyway. Right, so as you can see, live from Match Trade Loftus Road on Sunday, 4:30 kickoff. Referee is Joshua Smith. Now, obviously, Joshua Smith has refereed quite. I don't know if it's just one. I think it's a couple. So yeah. Why is that happening? Give me a second. Hang on, people. Sorry. So yeah, he's refereed quite a few of our games. Just checking here now. Now, obviously, last time out against Borough at their ground, obviously they had a new manager. They did in Kim Hellberg. Now, there was a lot of hype about Kim Hellberg before he went to Borough, and when he did his thing at Borough, he seemed to be doing this new thing for Borough, and he's doing a real good job. You know, before he even played Borough, he was literally winning games for Borough. He was, so not bad. All positive there for Middlesbrough. They got something going there, which is positive for them. Which I'm really. Do you know what? The only reason why I'm really happy for Borough is the fact being that when you watch the football, right, and you see the decent football being played, you know, I'm not saying it's Barcelona or anything like that, but the playing style they're playing is so great, you know, and I think it's brilliant to see it in the Championship. You know, the way they play football is the way I like football to be played in a beautiful manner, and they do an amazing job with it. So yeah. Foley says our injury list is so long. Do you have any players back for Sunday? I'll be honest, mate, we're gonna get into it, but the only players to expect is maybe Chair on the bench, but that's about it. Honestly, against Birmingham, they had a terrific game against Birmingham. Middlesbrough did. So yeah, but obviously the form wise, going into this game, as you can tell, we are literally in the worst state that we've been this season. You know, we can go by like real demolishing results, but at the end of it, I would say our form has not been the best. You know, we've drew against Charlton away. You know, that was going from a positive start that was at the start of the year. Blackburn obviously beat us at home 3-1. Then we got a nice result against Hull 3-1 at their ground. And then we got demolished 5-0 against Southampton. And then Sheffield United beat us at home 2-0. And now we have Middlesbrough, which could be another real shocking result for us as well. So just be alert on that one. And, you know, we can stay positive still, but I just generally would say, you know, don't be surprised if a couple of goals go in. So, yeah. Probably says we could be playing Spurs next season. Well, listen, look. It's not the end of the season yet. I still think Spurs will survive, but at the end of it, people seem to think we're going to get relegated ourselves. So, let's not go too far into this. So, yeah. Should we be worrying about relegation, or are we okay? I believe we're okay. Listen, look, you know, the thing that I'm getting annoyed with so much is that we write down managers so easily, even when they're doing okay. Realistically, they're doing okay. You know, I expect top 10, and top 10 is a big thing to say. But people need to understand QPR are still this club that are, you know, still need to grow, you know. Julian is a great manager. Ian McKenna, you have an oddly pitched voice. Well, okay. If it's a comment, thank you, I guess. I'm not sure what that means, but okay, fair enough. McKenna. Where was I? What was I saying? Julian Stefan, yeah, that was it. So a lot of people have obviously been writing him off very easily. You know, I honestly believe he's still gonna do well for us. We shouldn't sack him whatsoever. You know, result wise, yes, at the moment it's really bad, but for how it is, you gotta give the guy a chance to see what he does when a full squad is there, because we've had our full squad at the start of the season and he smashed it. He did. In my opinion, he smashed it. You know, he was doing really well. We was in the top 10 and we was killing it. And then injuries started happening. Obviously, all of this went southwards. So, yeah. But there's no other manager out there that I think could take this club anywhere, apart from Julian. You know, we could go on about Sean Dyche and Brendan Rodgers and stuff like that, but we're talking about managers that probably won't come to QPR because of their profile and their wage budget and stuff like that. Like, we'll see what happens in the summer, obviously, with the rebuilds, but please don't expect a crazy amount of money being spent yet again. You know, QPR will look at development side players yet again, and also look at youth, and also look at free contracts and stuff like that, and going into it. You know, they know what they need to improve, and Julian knows what he wants in the player, and it will go from there. Yeah, everyone back fit to go again next season. Yeah, keep JS 100%. The only thing what I'll say is this, right? Before we get into this even more, JS's interview today seemed very odd. He didn't seem like the same person. He looked like he wasn't happy. So something might have changed. So we'll see what happens on Sunday, what he says, and go from there. But as I was saying, look, we're in bad form at the moment. Borough are flying high. They are pretty much second. They've dropped down a little bit, to be honest. I'm a bit surprised with that. 66 points, 71 points for Coventry up top. You know, Coventry are killing it yet again in form. Middlesbrough have lost 1 in 5, drawn 2 in 5, and obviously 1, 2 in 5. You know, they've not been brilliant, but that win against Birmingham will give them hope against us for sure. You know, they've beat Sheffield United away. They lost to Coventry 3-1 at home away. They drew to Oxford 0-0 at home. They drew to Leicester 1-1 at home, and obviously beat Birmingham at Birmingham, so 3-1. You know, we played Middlesbrough at their ground already, Riverside. It wasn't the greatest results. It was really terrifying because of the way they played, the way they attacked. You know, Madsen scored the only goal, I believe, for us, and with the penalty, and the playing style, we already know what's going to happen. As you can tell, when we click on Middlesbrough here, you know, their goals are literally all coming from every player, apart from Melanda at the back. You know, assist wise, 3-4-1-2 is the formation. Conway's on fire at the moment. He's been scoring. You know, McGree, Hackney. Everyone knows about Hackney, how good he is. Callum Britton and Target on the wings are really decent, and their backline is pretty on point. You know, Strelec is someone that I'm not aware of that much, but you know, he's been scoring goals. You know, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. I hope you smash the monkey hands. Okay, I don't know what that means, but okay, McKenna. Yeah, you know, we know what type of playing style they're going to play. They're going to play a possession football game where they play a lot of passes. They're going to potentially play a lot of counter-attacking balls when we go out on attack, when they have the ball. They're going to smash it up there with the keeper, as everyone knows. They're going to be playing a lot of passing in our area, in our side of the pitch. They will go ahead and push us a lot more than any other team, I would say, in the championship. And it's going to be a struggle. You know, right now, I would personally say the formation we need to go with is 3 at the back against Borough. Clark, Salter, Dunn, and Steve Cook probably be the ones at the back would be the best. But we'll have to see what happens, you know. Ronnie Edwards right now, you know, he's not in form. You know, I still rate him very highly. But do I think he should be subbed? I'm not too sure yet, you know. At the end of the day, he's got a lot of work to do still. And he will learn. He will learn. And he will become a top performer at QPR, he will, you know. We got a lot to get through, so yeah. I think formation change, we can't go with the 4-4-2. We have to go with something more attacking, 3-5-2, 4-2-3-1. But I personally think if we're going to use a 4-2-3-1, we need to make sure Sato's in the middle. But I personally also think if we use a 3-5-1 or whatever it is, 3-5-2, it might be best for creativity-wise and defensive ability as well. Now, they haven't mentioned anything for QPR on the side of injuries yet. All that's been announced is that Poku's in training, and he's literally just said, you know, when someone said, this is exactly what I said a couple of weeks ago, when someone says they're back in training doesn't mean that they're going to be playing. It means that they're just back in training and they need to get fit again. And it takes some time, you know. They could be on the bench 1 minute, he might be on the bench, not on the bench the other. You know, he needs time to progress into the team and timing. You know, so I don't know if Poku will be on the bench. I'm hoping Chair will be on the bench because it's been a while. There's no news yet on the new signing, on what he's doing. But apart from that, you know, we all know what the injury situation is. There's no talks of any player coming back from injury yet. Madsen is probably going to be out for a while. If he's back, I'll be very surprised. But we'll see what happens. You know, we are going to miss Madsen a lot. And I think Varane needs to fulfill that role. And Kieran Morgan does as well. Striker-wise, Kone, do we rest him? You know, obviously he's had a big break. And hopefully this helps him. But right now, I would say give Collie a shout up front. I would say, personally. He might be the best option against Middlesbrough. You know, I can't wait for Burrell to come back. I can't wait for some others to come back as well. And I just want to see us eventually just reaching more higher into the table. I know playoffs is going to be a doubt now. So we need to scratch that off the list. And just focus on top 10, top 12. That would be lovely. And go from there and start again next season. I personally think Collie should be playing up front, QPR, Ryan. You know, Collie should definitely be playing up front. Unless we play someone else up front like Sato, maybe. But we'll see from there. But like I said, you know, we're going to be struggling against Middlesbrough for sure. You know, they sit second, we sit 15th with 35 games played, 13 wins, 8 draws, 14 losses, minus 8 goal difference, which is just a shocker for us this season with 47 points. You know, goal difference for the last couple of seasons has been really bad for us, you know. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get this sorted and fixed and see what happens. Poku tomorrow. Listen, look, he mentioned Poku in the preview show, but I'll be honest, is he going to be on the bench? I'm not sure. I'd love to see him on the bench, but I'll say this, expect him not to be. You know, if he is on the bench, he'll only play half an hour or 20 minutes, like Julian said. You know, hopefully, fingers crossed, we see some some players coming back, which we do need. You know, I would honestly love to win this game, but realistically, a draw would be magnificent as well. So yeah. But as you can tell, you know, we're in shit form at the moment, and you know, it doesn't look great on the cards at the moment. So yeah. But Borough are flying high, and you know, they're probably going to go into this game really with the ambitions of winning it. So yeah. Apart from that, that's pretty much it. Like I said, we already know what Borough are going to do. They're going to push us a lot more. You know, we've literally pushing them. Do you know what? I would say pushing them to a high limit is maybe a bit much, because they're very good at counter-attacking. They're very good at counter-attacking. And we got to make sure that we don't sit back a lot, because they were threading balls through the defense like it was no tomorrow last game. So yeah, a lot of work to do. So yeah, like you, I really want to see Sato in the 10. Ryan says, what was the point in signing the new striker if he won't even kick a ball this season? That I can't really say, because I don't personally know what's going on with him. Like I said, I only know certain things that's been told to me on social media, and certain people that have told me what's going on. But apart from that, I can't believe anything until we get information from it. You know, personally, no one said anything about he's injured. He's not even in any videos or pictures like training. You know, it only tells me one thing. What I've been told, it could be true. So yeah, I personally don't know what's going on, but yeah, let's see what happens and go from there. But right now, let's focus on the players that we have available for for Sunday's game, and just get behind them, and just hopefully, you know, as long as we get goals, I'm happy. You know, we haven't really scored goals that much, and it's real annoying when you're at home and you're losing games and you're not scoring enough. You know, we are missing a lot of talent for injury, especially up front, compared to where we was in the season at the start. But yeah, West London Sports said it was bone bruising on their podcast. See, because it's coming from West London Sport now, okay, it's a reliable source, but you know, sometimes, let's just say, certain things are said to certain people to pull it out there so that no drama is announced. But if it's bone bruising, then I'll tell you what, he's definitely not going to be playing for the rest of the season, because that shit is like really mad. You know, it's a bit like Harvey Vale's scenario last season when he came into the club with a sustained stress fracture. So yeah, but apart from that, that is pretty much everything for our match preview. It is. But what I want to get into is, I don't know if anyone's been told or everyone's seen yesterday, it was announced that clubs have voted and agreed for the next season for playoffs to be extended. So from next season, we will see not third to sixth, we will see third to eighth. All fighting for playoffs. And obviously I looked into it and thought, how is it going to work out, because obviously there's going to be a missing link there. But someone told me it'll probably be played like how the playoffs are played in League 2. So third and fourth will automatically go into the semi-finals, and fifth, sixth, seventh and eighth will both fight to play one of those teams in the semi-finals. So yeah, so expect a lot more games at the end of the season if QPR qualify for next season, that is, on the playoff side. But there's now six playoff spots from next season to fight for. So that, to me, I think is very interesting. I'm up for it. I'm definitely down for it for sure. I don't see it as a bad thing. It's probably the best thing that they've announced. But the problem is this. Can we do something about the refereeing in the championship, please? That's all I ask for. Is the championship refereeing is not great. We need to sort it out. So yeah, I'm looking forward to next season, whatever happens. But I just find it weird how they're announcing it really early into the, not really into this season, but I mean really early, coming close to next season. I thought they would have announced it more to the when the season finished or when the new season was going to begin. But if clubs have voted for it, it means it's a positive sign and it's going to go ahead. So yeah, war in the championship. So yeah, I expect a lot of shit going down. I'd be honest, listen, look, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. If they did something like the playoffs, the Super Bowl playoffs type of thing, it might be very interesting. It might be very interesting, but we'll see what happens. Listen, look, we still got this season to finish first compared to next season, but it's more of a chance for people to get revenue in, really, and more money for the FA. So yeah, or the championship or whoever. So at the moment, obviously we have Wrexham, Hull, Millwall, Ipswich all in the playoffs at the moment. I think it's declared. Well, actually no, not yet, because Ipswich it's very close to second, really. I would say the top 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are all close to fighting for number 2's position. You know, at the moment Borough are there, but Ipswich are fighting for it, Millwall are flying for it, Hull obviously 60 points, Wrexham are 57, all on positive goal difference. So yeah, we'll see what we're saying on that one. Apart from that, that is it for championship news, really. That's the biggest thing that's come out this week. The only thing really I would say is Julian's interview today didn't seem very cozy, if that's the word to say. It seems very odd, because usually, if anyone's noticed his preview, like he showed when he does his interviews, he seems very happy and chuffed. He does, very happy and chuffed. But today he seemed a bit off. He seemed very off. He seemed like not happy. He wasn't talking in a positive manner. He just kept saying the same thing, mentality and stuff like that. So if we do see something different on Sunday with formation, playing style, whatever it is, we'll see what happens. So yeah. For instance, we play Ipswich last game of the season as well. Well, that's going to be a decider whether for whoever for the top and the bottom, to be honest. So yeah, hopefully we don't get sick. We're pretty closer to the top 10 than we are to the relegation zone. So yeah. Hopefully he's had a kick up the arse. Hopefully he's. I don't know if it's. I wouldn't say it's to do with manager wise, but I would say it's more to do with the fact being where what the hell are these players doing type of thing. You know, we're probably going to see a lot more youth play this week as well again, and yeah, we go from there. So yeah. Right. So apart from that, I know it's been a bit slow this week with anything going live. There's just been no news whatsoever. But today has happened. I was gonna just do a pre-recording today for this and post it, because obviously it's Middlesbrough, there's not much to really talk about. But apart from that, we've done this today, we're live. Fingers crossed you all enjoyed it, and we'll be live, like I said, on Sunday at 4:15 p.m. for our Sunday game. So yeah. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you everyone who posted in the chat, in the live chat. Ryan, as always. Foley, as always. Ian McKenna, thank you for your comments. Amir, absolutely. Thanks for tuning in. But yeah, I will possibly be live on Twitch either tonight and tomorrow. So if you want to head over there on Twitch, we'll probably be live later on. So yeah, just stay focused on that, in the sense of like if you see a notification. So yeah, if you want to see any games played. But apart from that, have a lovely evening. We'll catch you Sunday. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you want to, and we'll catch you on Sunday. Have a nice evening, people. Cheers. Peace, love, positivity as well. Don't remember that. Peace, love, positivity.